this switch up here for C9 makes all the sense in the world.
I agree.
We'll see how it works out here, but I do think this is a good adaptation after what we saw from them on the weekend. Meanwhile, though, taking a look here at the offense, setting up from the side of Rogue. It's going to be AKM on the Reaper, Reinforce on the Winston, Tavik on the Genji, wins on Zarya, knocks on Lucio, and Umko going to round it out here on the Tracer. So almost a blast from the past here in a sense. Genji Tracer offense. It hasn't been since Double Orb since we've really seen this used all that often.
No, and it's a very aggressive offense, especially because they're not running a Mercy here. They're going to try to win this in the first fight, knowing that Cloud9 runs Symmetra most often.
Deke right now getting to back, landing all sorts of damage onto Surefour. Surefour barely escaping with his life. Meanwhile, though, C9 is punishing this very aggressive push, and they were able to get 3 kills in the very beginning, and Surefour did not even die as a result. As Unco going to get mini-stunned and taken out by Kai as well. So C9 bended a little bit there. They didn't break, and Surefour did a good job of staying alive against that early onslaught.
Yeah, they got a couple nice kills, I guess. I mean, they took down Grego, but he's already at 70% for his teleporter. They took down Adam, but the Resurrection is still going to be up during the next fight, whereas if you're not running a Mercy, clearly you're not going to have Res, but they're going to keep up with this kind of blitzkrieg offense.
They absolutely are. They're moving in. Surefour right now on the fair, looking for some big pickoffs. 2 kills here from Rogue, though, to start this out. This is pretty good on their part. Adam does not have a Resurrection up right now, so he's not going to bring up those fallen heroes right away. C9 not have it just yet. Here comes a barrage from Surefour. Will take out Reinforce. Doesn't get much more than that. As the res right now coming in from Adam. We'll see if it's enough, but very back and forth here on the point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this kind of single support is really feast or famine. You're never going to have the Resurrection. You're almost never going to have that advantage. The teleporter does come down, I believe, somewhere, unless it got destroyed. It does get destroyed almost immediately.
Yeah, Wynn's got in the back. The interesting thing here, of course, is that it is one support. They're not running the Mercy. Nox, though, just got absolutely deleted by Reaver. Reaver showing us his hit scan prowess in the back, but here comes Tavik. Dragon Blade on the way, slicing and dicing. Deletes Adam, deletes Debit. Looks for a little bit more. That's a good look here from the offenses. He got big support from Unco as well, and Rogue, they're going to take this point.
You can run a merciless offense if you can get the other Mercy, and they did just that. I mean, they stuck with it longer than I think a lot of teams would have. I think a lot of teams give that 1, maybe 2. They actually stuck with it for the 3rd push. Now they've got some nice ultimates to work with. Vic immediately switches to the Pharaoh to try to take roof control.
Indeed. So they're going to be moving forward, looking for this. Rogue in a good position here. They have a lot of ultimates to their name. They have Zarya ult, of course, which is huge. Not a whole lot of follow-up for it, though. AKM and Tavik both nowhere near their ultimates, but sometimes you get a good enough graviton, that can be all you need without some sort of big follow-up, as Winston right now for Rogue getting all sorts of deep.
Yeah, Reinforce does get taken out. It does open up kind of a little bit of space, taking that back roof. It doesn't allow them to get on the back roof as quickly as they want, as now the card's almost all the way through. Really, you want to get it through this choke point, through this little camera trolley, so you can take a different angle and next attack.
Attack flies are coming out from Reaver right now. Nothing flashy, just saying, look, you're not behind shield tank, I'm going to take you out. AKM off the speed boost was looking good on Reaver in the back. Does not get it. Gets booped back by a great defensive boop by Grego. And C9's positioning here. They're positioning really well. They're helping each other out. And now they're just getting the few kills they need. As Surefour going very, very deep in here on the defense. Has the barrage, looks to delete Mercy. Not able to get it right away, but she does go down in the end. Tavik gets a revenge kill, but a lot of the offense bleeding out here.
Yeah, kind of slow down. Here comes a pretty late Graviton. Gets only Debit. Reinforce misses his charge of the follow-up. Don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but he's all the way back in on Mercy. They're getting some decent push here.
They're getting some decent push here. We're able to push C9 back, but they're not getting the kills they need either. So C9, they just took out 2. They're going to be able to go right back on this payload, push them back, and reestablish control, and probably get rooftop control right after as well.
Well, you're right. They do get back, and now they're spamming those damage-boosted rocks to the point. A full reset on the offense as they really need to figure out what's going on here. And there is some switches coming in as Wins is going to play this McCree. I actually really like it. I think it's always nice to have a couple heroes who can deal with a Pharah in the air so that if Tavik does hit one shot, he's not, obliged to hit a second. Wins can come in and chip it down.
C9 right now, again, with good position here on the rooftop. They're making this hard here for Rogue. Rogue, they want to burn ults to do this. They have Earth Shatter, Death Blossom, and Barrage at the ready. So they do have some power here as they're going straight over the bridge. They're going for the direct route. They get in over the top. AKM went for the barrage, but he got knocked off and got absolutely nothing done. A huge mid-air rocket from Tavik, but he doesn't have the follow-up. He has Winston in his face, has to back out. There's already 2 kills here for C9. Even though Tavik able to fire right back, Surefour over the top, getting everything he wants, takes out the Mercy, takes out Tavik, and Kai coming in with the Winston just exclamation point, and C9 going to hold on here in the streets phase.
Yeah, that bad Death Blossom was especially brutal because he'd been holding on to it for about 3 minutes. It was the first Death Blossom we've seen in the game, and he's been playing Reaper the entire time. So, I mean, could have had an earlier one, just chose to save it, not getting any value out of it. They do have Barrage and Earth Shatter up here, but they're going to be pushing into a team that has a bunch of ultimates of their own.
Yeah, this isn't the worst here from Rogue. I mean, like you mentioned, everyone has ults up here. I don't think either team has a gigantic ult advantage, though perhaps a little bit to the C9 side. Either way, both teams have outs here to win this fight. A lot is going to depend on Tavik, but Tavik is just getting mowed down by Reaver, and there comes the fall through from Surefour. And now Surefour over the top here has a barrage. Might pull it here in just a second, but with how badly Rogue is losing this fight, it's probably not even going to be needed as Reaver gets a cleanup over the top.
Yeah, they're kind of just team targeting. A lot of times when you put two people on the cart, they expect to be engaged on by maybe a small squad of the other team, but really all of that C9 is doing is saying, well, what's our main target? That's Tavik. Okay, let's 6 of us focus him. Okay, let's take the Mercy out. All right, now let's clean up the 2 people on the cart that we've gained advantage, and they're just not being baited into small skirmishes around the map.
They are saving a lot of ultimates right now. Rogue is being smart about this. They're not throwing good ultimates after bad fights. They're holding on them, and they're going to probably blow a lot of them here in the next fight. Soundbear is going to come up, and they're going to go in. So here's the thing. Watch Nox. Once Nox drops the beat, everything is going to go down here, but he doesn't drop the beat soon enough. Wins goes down early in the fight. Earthshatter going to come in, and C9, again, just going to clean this up here. Nothing flashy, just the Earthshatter going to set up everyone, and they can save a bunch of ults, including Barrage.
Yeah, fine line between patient and greedy, maybe a little bit greedy there. It looked like they weren't even really set up for a giant team fight. They were just wanted to get some push on the cart. Unko was very far behind. So they got a couple minutes left yet to push this point, but so far the roof stage has been all Cloud9.
Again, I really like the switch up here from C9 compared to the OG tournament where they have Reaver on the hit scan. They have Surefour on the projectile. Reaver's been having a very good game on 76, and Surefour has had some great moments as well. So I think for C9, they've made the right decision here. Gained the most on both DPS. Here comes Rogue, though, blowing all their ultimates, moving right in. Tavik should have a barrage up any moment here, but he's not able to find a good opportunity while he's still at Sound Barrier. The Sound Barrier kind of wasted here for the offense as Surefour gets into the backline, kills AKM. Reaver now the attack visor going to push Rogue back, and C9 still looking down into the street space as Rogue. They saved their ultimates for a really long time. They haven't really been able to cash in.
Yeah, Unko was able to take down Adam in a Mercy fight there, which got his ultimate up in charge, meaning that they were going to have a free res over the top, but they just got res in a tough spot, got barrage down after the res, which is not exactly what you want to happen there. AKM does take out Surefour, but they're still waiting for the offense to come in. I think they're going to try to boost in as fast as they can off that, knowing they have a small advantage while their 1 DPS is down.
Winston right now getting into it, pushing back to Tavik. Winston might be in a bit of a rough spot here. Kai will go down as a result of that. And now 65 for C9. They're not going to be able to res up Winston given where he died. This is pretty good for them. Tavik right now getting right in the support, looking to take out Grego. Grego running for his life to the other angle. AKM still getting the double kill, and AKM took out the Mercy, so this is the push that Rogue needed. They should be able to get through here. And a lot of it just happened because Winston went a little bit too far deep. Kai overestimated where he could go, and the problem here is that if you die in a place where a Mercy can't res you, she can't undo that mistake. And you have to win the next fight 65, and it's very difficult to do so.
Yeah, and the timing in which they won that allows them to push forward so very far. Wins is already up front. He's just going to Primal Rage and just make sure that everyone stays back here.
Surefour getting a very big mid-air kill there. And there's something weird going on in the audio, where it triggered the last minute thing, but there's still 2 minutes left. This is definitely an audio bug in this patch. Either way, both teams getting into it. 2 minutes left here for Rogue as they move forward. A lot of ultimates, though, are up for C9. They have a lot of power here in holding this, and it's not necessarily great for Rogue in terms of their odds of actually finishing out this map.
Right, so teams are pretty even here on ultimates. They've the high ground is taken by Cloud9, which I think is really smart, as they know Tavik and AKM are going to be trying to get in there. Sound barriers come down.
Sound barriers out from both sides, but a huge shot from Debit, knocking down 3. He's going to take Wins for a ride. Reaver activating the attack visor, and now he's just feasting. Kill after kill coming in for Reaver here. Shield's not able to protect him from the 76 onslaught, as Tavik going down in style from that Helix rocket combo. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, just to talk about this switch that they're making that you've mentioned has been really good for them. Reaver on 76, Surefour on Pharah. I don't think that it's either of them don't have their moments on the other. Surefour, of course, is a great 76, but I think it's just they're more consistent this way, whereas Reaver's just got that consistent hit scan tracking. Surefour's more consistent on his Pharah, and they've just looked overall a more stable team.
C9 definitely a good position. This is going to be a last gasp here for Rogue. They need to make something happen sooner rather than later. Law's going to be here on Reinforce. Reinforce can get a big Earth Shatter, and set Tavik, it's going to be big, but Reaver able to take out Tavik before the fight even begins. Unko is dead, there will be no res, and what a disaster for Rogue. Losing 2 people that early to those good picks from C9. That's rough.
Yeah, they need to get out. They can't bleed any more players, but they only have time for one more big push. Reinforce gets absolutely surrounded. I think they're actually just toying with him. They want him to die as late as possible.
Keep your heads down. We've almost
25 seconds remaining here, and you look at the payload, I feel like the offense is going to be able to touch it, but they're going to have to sacrifice everything in the way of good positioning. And here's who to watch here. More than anything else, watch Unko. Unko's going to have to rush into this fight as everyone goes in, and if he wants to keep someone up, he's going to expose himself, and he might just die early on in this fight.
Well, this is it. All the marbles. AKM is going to have a Death Blossom somewhere in this fight, and it's going to be up to him to actually go huge here.
Death Blossom will be on the table, and Unko, being smart, he did not have to actually rush in that far, so he's going to live at least for now. AKM, though, getting to back line with Death Blossom. Soundbarrier going to stop a lot of that from getting value. As C9, they back up from that, they Soundbarrier at the right time, and they're perfectly counter-punishing Rogue for the Russian here. The Resurrection is coming up, they're going to get a little bit more value, but Mercy is dead for them now. She paid for that res with her life, and C9 mopping up the way they need to, and things just not looking good for Rogue. Mate V can do some heroics, but that's not going to happen as Reaver, again, just finding real life here on the 76.
Well, the Resurrection and Soundbarrier is coming off very late for Rogue, and they're actually making a game of this towards the end. If they can stall out, and they've got stall out heroes, that's going to be Nox, Unko, and Wins on the card, then they can maybe just make this fight go long enough to get their DPS back in it.
They do get some of their players back in it, but C9 was able to get good positioning. They're able to push him back out, and again, big shouts to Reaver. Reaver having one heck of a game on the 76. And this is, again, I can't say this enough. This is where C9 has adjusted to their player strengths. Surefour, a little bit more versatile than Reaver. Reaver, a hit scan god, so Reaver now playing those hit scan characters, and it's working out. I mean, also, there's a little bit of play the game weirdness going on in this new patch. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know, that's a pretty good play.
No, I just mean like it actually had a black screen for a moment. There's some, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, Surefour is a phenomenal 76, which is why people are going to be kind of confused as to this. And it was just that I think it just allows them to be more consistent. I think that Reaver has had giant plays on Pharah, but I don't know if he's really as comfortable on Pharah as maybe Surefour is. And Surefour is now adjusting to play a good Pharah. And Reaver is going to be just as comfortable on a Soldier 76 as Surefour is, as he's really just been their hit scan ace for a long time now without a Widowmaker in the meta, because they just don't think it's strong enough that you can run. They have to adjust that way, and I think this looks right now to be the smarter move.
Definitely. And by the way, just a note here, the people watching the stream runs at a very high encoding quality, which means that somewhere along the ways on the Twitch end, Twitch doesn't play as well with that. You must set the stream quality as source because, believe it or not, high is not the highest quality on Twitch. It's a little bit weird in how that's set up on Twitch, but source quality is the way to go. Assuming your computer can handle it, you will have a much better stream experience on source quality. But take a look here at the defense for the side of Rogue. As I set up here, it's going to be AKM on the Reaper, Nox on the Lucio, Wins on the 76, Reinforce on the Reinhardt, Tavik on Pharah, and Unko on Mercy. And just as a reminder, we are running absolute stopwatch here. So all you have to do, or all C9 has to do to win this game, is either get to the second to last point quicker than Rogue, or if they don't do that, alternatively, they can simply complete out the map, and that will also give them a victory here on Hollywood.
So the offense looks like they're going to be maybe going back to their old ways with Reaver on Pharah, but that's because Surefour runs a phenomenal Genji. This all could be for naught, though, as everyone's switching around a little bit. There were one or two things I'm rather certain of, though, is that Adam's going to be playing Mercy. Seems like a safe bet. Grago is going to be on Lucio, and I think Debit is going to play this Roadhog. Kai does switch on to Winston, which is actually kind of one of his main characters now in single hero limit. Surefour on Genji, and Reaver is taking the skies as Pharah. So we'll see if Reaver's got his Pharah game with him today.
And this is where they just don't want to run another hit scan option here regardless. Yeah. And I understand why. I mean, I think Pharah Genji is actually perfectly okay, even though it doesn't quite fit the C9 strengths. Surefour on Genji is something you don't underestimate. He's had huge Genji games time and time again. One of the very best Genjis in the game, and what you'll see here from any Genji early on, they do look for a poke here in the beginning, and if they can get a kill, great. But their main concern here is that Surefour just wants to build his ultimate, or get someone low enough that he can dash in right after. Either way, though, if the Genji is hitting you, the Genji is winning, because Dragonblade, one of the best ultimates in the entire game.
Oh, Kai gets into the backline, drops his shield, and makes Tavik kill himself.
That's huge. Tavik is down here already. AKM is able to fight back on the Kai, but for Kai, that's a trade well worth taking. Both teams getting into it, very bloody here so far. Surefour, though, getting to backline, finds his target in the Mercy, looking to take her out, but she's able to give him a little bit of the razzle-dazzle. Unko does get out of there away from Surefour. So good job for Unko to avoid the danger. Does not go down just yet, but here comes Debit. The big hook takes out Wins. Reaver, big follow up, and what a deflection coming in from Tavik, or coming in from Surefour to take out Tavik. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Short Force Genji. He drops with the blade.
Surefour with the Dragon Blade getting 2 kills. Can he get more? Just dominating on top of the point is C9. And C9's early offense here, pretty dominant, going to take the point quickly and definitely giving Rogue a run for their money.
Yeah, no reinforcement options as they were not running a Symmetra or anything along those lines, just losing those fights decisively, mostly based on Surefour wrecking face, and now they're going to just try to stabilize here on second roof. If there was only 2 up there, they're going to have to give this up, I think.
Ooh, Surefour just going a little bit too deep there, does get punished badly by Tavik. And the defense now, they're going to be aggressive. They know they have the edge. They've taken out 2 already. ACAM going in for the Death Blossom, going to get countered by the Roadhog. And this is where, for a defense, you can't be too over aggro. You don't want to get punished by being over aggro. It's where we've seen teams throw time and time again. Take your few picks, be happy.
Yeah, I thought Surefour was going to get reinforced by his tanks there, but everyone else was just pushing the cart, so then he ate a rocket, and that was it for the offense. I think they could have been more aggressive there, taking the second roof, as no one was really set up for the defense, but this is where we're at.
Soundbearer coming out here now from the side of the offense. Reaver, Justice raining from above. C9 trying to make this their own. The defense Rogue being very good, though. They backed out as a team, and now that Soundbearer is fading, they're going in as Surefour just getting destroyed by Tavik. Tavik going for more, has Reaver in his sights. Fair v fair battle on the way. Reaver doing a pretty good job of evading that, but overall the defense being highly aggressive, but maybe to their detriment. They're very far deep. Debit punishes wins. Barrage coming in from Tavik, a little bit forced, but does get the double kill nonetheless. Both Reaver and Grego going down as Adam going to have mercy on mercy violence onto Unco. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's fine. The fight is still pretty back and forth here. Adam does go down, so no hope of a resurrection to really turn that around, but it was going to be a little too late in the fight and too close to spawn to really want to hit a res. Tavik hits another huge air shot. He's going off on Farah right now.
Yeah, Tavik has definitely kicked it in high gear here for the Streets face. He's been giving C9 a whole lot of matchup troubles as Wynn's able to take out Reaper. Interesting stuff here, though, coming up from the side Rogue is that they're running the Kree. They're not running a defensive 76 that you do see a lot here on the stage. C9 was running it before. Most teams will run it. They were saying, you know what? As good as 76 might be, we'd rather put Wynn's on the McCree. And he's doing a pretty decent job at anti-ferrying at the moment.
Yeah, so much so that the answer for Tavik on that Farah is going to be Adam, or going to be Reaver coming up onto a Widowmaker. Something we haven't seen a ton of, but used to be his main.
Reaver, of course, on the Widow, as you mentioned, Surefour on the Farah. So I do like this. I think Reaver's a little bit more comfortable, and he's able to take out Tavik, getting rid of the problem. And make no mistake, Tavik has been the problem here so far. So if Reaver is able to just trade himself for Tavik, Widow versus Farah, and nothing more, that's really, really worth it for C9. They also do have Surefour back in the Farah, and his Farah is amazing.
Yeah, well,
so see if this is the combination C9 needs to break what has been a very formidable Rogue defense here thus far.
Well, they combined with it. It's what I've been saying all day, that you need 2 people to really focus down a good Farah. Surefour hit a mid-air shot, and then didn't have to hit another because Reaver was able to clean it up. Reaver takes down AKM before this fight starts, too.
No one can hide.
Reaver making it happen right now. Takes out Unco. Reaver now in a double kill, and again, you put Reaver on hitscan characters, it works really, really well. I think you put him on the Farahs and the Genjis, it's not quite as good. And it's seeing it here again as Reaver with a big grapple shot taking out Tavik. And this is the difference here when you have Reaver on a hit scan, he takes another kill.
I'm so happy for Reaver after the rough week he had just overall in the game to be able to run Widow again to this kind of success. He's got to be feeling it.
He's definitely feeling it. And I understand for C9 that they would like to have a little bit more versatility in the spot, but right now where Reaver is at, Reaver is one of the best hit scan players in the game. But every time recently we've seen him on a Farah or similar characters, he hasn't had the same level of success. So for now, keep Reaver on hit scan, keep him on the 76s, the Widows, etc. But oh my goodness, Tavik coming in, the barrage striking pay dirt, taking out 3, including Adam. There will be no undo key here for C9, and Rogue coming in a hurry.
Yeah, Pluppy has had enough of your nonsense. He comes in with a huge barrage. I'm surprised he was able to get value out of that. They had taken the angle that he did there. Able to clean up both tanks on their way out, too. Going to delay this next push a great deal. Now, he knows that Reaver's up and peeking, so he's going to get out of there, probably hide a little bit. He's kind of playing with fire right now, but given that, you know, he's going to have to hit a headshot from pretty far away, I think he's okay. Now he's got his Mercy with him. He's fine.
So Reaver right now still in the Widowmaker, going to be looking for those pickoffs, and for him, Tavik is the prime enemy in chief. If he is able to trade out his life for Tavik, it's worthy, and he gets a big headshot to Winston. That gets rid of a whole lot of HP. And C9 being smart here. The defense is going very far in, but they're just backing up, letting them come in and going for the punish. And Reinforce effectively dies for nothing there. Reaver looking to take out Tavik. Tavik going to live at least for a little bit here, as Surefour and Tavik getting into it over the top. Farah v Farah battle is in action. all sorts of pandemonium as Reaver finds a pickoff onto Unco. Mercy is dead here for Rogue, and C9 in a very favorable position.
It's not that you can't be there as Farah onto Vic, but the problem is you're putting your Mercy in a terrible position. And that's exactly what happened to Unco, as he's trying to get in there to do what he can to help out Vic, you know, kind of who's been their carry for them lately, and he has to fly to him, just put some giant target on his back and gets taken out by Reaver.
Yeah, Reaver on the Widow, he's been very effective, and Reaver on Widow was one of the big reasons why C9 had the success that they have had. As now C9, they're able to chain some deaths on the road, Rogue being a little bit sloppy running in. They're going to eat the double hammer here from Debit. Debit setting up his team for glory, more kills to C9, and C9's going to roll to this payload. I'm not actually sure if this is faster. It might be faster than what we just saw from Rogue. We'll find out for a second on player stage GG, but otherwise, we'll be playing it out, and C9 will have to get right to the final point.
Well, they got stalled out there in the streets pretty long, actually. I mean, just based on Vic's Farah, that they had to switch compositions to answer. Kai gets a kill on AKM to start it out, which is generally not how that fight goes between Winston and Reaper. AKM's Reaper has been almost a non-factor so far this game.
Yeah, AKM has had some trouble getting things going. I agree. You look at Reaper, you generally expect to see kill after kill. But I think the way that C9 has been playing has made it difficult for Reaper to get in. C9's been playing very tight-knit, very careful about how they go in, and there hasn't been a whole lot of punishable mistakes coming out from them, even though Rogue has certainly had a solid defense that's delayed them by quite a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the coordination we expect out of their tanks, too. Now, it's really easy for a Reaper to get in and take down one tank, but when they work together as well as Cloud9's tanks do, you're going to have a hard time finding openings.
Sound barrier came in, the offense was being aggro with it. They weren't able to get quite the decisive engagement they wanted. Rogue being very smart at the positioning, staying out of line of sight, bending, not breaking. As both teams right now slugging out on the point as Rogue buying time, and here comes a barrage from Sure4, takes out AKM, but immediately goes down to Nox. So, pretty much a slugfest here. Reinforce could drop a huge Earth Shatter. Isn't going to happen. Hammer comes down. 3 people fall in response. Sound barrier out here for the defense. The defense can be rolled right in. Reinforce leading the way.
Yeah, it's a complete cleanup. That's exactly what they need. If they can get a couple more stops like that, of course they're going to be able to win out this map. They did have to use some ultimates there, though. Really, the only ult left is Primal Rage, which is not the most impactful. Now, Tavik will have his barrage up momentarily. However, they're not really fighting a full deck from Cloud9 either. Really only Earthshatter up for them. Now, we do see a switch here towards the end. Reaver does switch off back onto Soldier 76.
I am so happy for that. Reaver 76 play has been absolutely phenomenal. We saw him just do all sorts of work on C9's defense. Let's see if we can do it here again, but AKM does get in the backline, gets one kill, gets booped closer to Reaver in the back again. Scumbag Lucio being a thing. Please stop pushing people towards your squishies. As AKM now getting right back into the backline, getting another kill on the Sure4, and Rogue should be able to clean this out.
Yeah, as Adam dies there too, that is absolutely the end of that push, as Resurrection not an option anymore. I think really all that Rogue has to do is play a little cautiously here. The last thing they want to do is get pulled out just like that as Tavik goes down to Kai.
Huge pick here for C9. Tavik, a huge reason as to why Rogue has had good defenses here. He's going to be down here for a little bit unless Unco wants to burn the res. Big charge on the Kai. Reinhardt going in deep as AKM dropping for the Death Blossom, setting up the team for glory. Tavik does get rezzed up by Unco, and the barrage proving that to be the right maneuver as Tavik going the back and finish off Grego as well. That was a good res from Unco. Even though there weren't that many people dead on Rogue, Tavik was the person he rezzed. Tavik had barrage up, and he made it worthwhile.
I think that call might have even come from Reinforce as he went for that deep charge knowing that he could flip around and hit the Earth Shatter, which he did. That's why that barrage was able to get so much value on the cleanup.
So pretty good here coming out from the defensive Rogue. Rogue hanging in there. C9, this is going to be their last push. But if they do finish out here, they will win the map. So very close between both teams. As Sure4 right now looking for the rockets he needs to get. Not able to land anything for quite a while. And the defense now pushing right back into them. Reinforced with the double kill. Unco went down pretty early in this fight, and Adam still has the resurrection. Adam going to get a very large res indeed. C9 still in this. In comes the hammer, though, from the defense. Reinforced knocking down 2. Getting a big charge in to boot. Making it a double kill. And Sure4, will he drop the barrage? I feel like his hand is going to be forced here in just a moment. Justice raining from the floor. And Win saying hello with the Helix rocket.
Justice trickles from ground level.
So that's going to be GG.
I'm about 95% sure that's Rogue.
I'm pretty sure it's Rogue, given how that works.
We're going to have to ask admins. I wasn't running my clock.
Everyone's saying good
no
question. So we're going to have to go back to the VOD here and check it out in just a moment.
Heroes never die.
Go saying us because we lag, right? Just the cross-Atlantic tiebreaker. You know, we're playing with 150 ping. Not, give us about a 20-second mulligan. Why not?
So, as all good casters do, we will defer to the admins, as always. I mean, my feeling is that Rogue got to the second point faster, but
I don't know. I'm thinking, I think it might be C9. It's very close.
Super close. Well, we'll wait for the admin call on that one. It's one of the downtimes of pure stopwatch.
Alrighty, guys. So 1 second here while we figure this out. Good set, though. Both teams very evenly matched. We saw really good defense coming out from Rogue and good change-ups from C9. Although the only thing for C9 that might be a little bit disappointing to C9 fans is that C9 prior to the last week and a half or so was just blowing teams out of the water, regardless of who they were, with the exception of Envy. So C9, even when they're playing better than they did on the weekend, they just seem a little bit more mortal right now compared to what we used to see.
Yeah, I think part of that is other teams getting better and getting used to it. But, you know, always we've mentioned that, I don't know, for a long time, everyone's been waiting for C9 to kind of falter at a certain point because they were a team that came out of nowhere a little bit back when they were Google Me, and then they became Cloud9. They got signed very early. I think that maybe even sparked some jealousy within the community of a lot of teams have been playing for a long time with some success, had not been signed yet, things along those lines. And then everyone just wanted them to fail at some point. They said, well, maybe they're only good because of the double orb meta. And then they weren't. And then maybe they're only good because double Winston. It's like, well, no, that wasn't exactly it either. But now, I mean, people kind of expected them to fall off a little bit because they were so strong on Widow. I think they have two top 5 world Widows on their team. Grego runs an amazing Widow, which let them open up Reaver and Shore to run whatever they wanted. So now they have to readjust to this, where the Widow is not as powerful as she was. I think it's just going to be time. And as you mentioned, they took about a week off. But yeah, they're coming from a really rough stretch of time for them. They expect to be a dominant force. They expect to beat everyone, and they just have not been doing it. What do we got?
All right, so we do have an update here on what was time-wise. It was pretty close. C9 got the second point with 3:09 left on the clock. Rogue got it with 2:28 left, so C9 was able to beat Rogue's time to the second point by about 30 seconds, give or take.
Yeah.
So very close between both teams, with C9 going to take map 1 away from Rogue here in the Beat Overwatch Invitational, and we're going to be moving right along to King's Row.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's what a couple other people have, too. People are keeping unofficial times in the background, people I trust. So I'll say that Cloud9 has it. That's how close it was. Yeah, these teams are very evenly matched, but Cloud9 has continued their dominance over Rogue, and it's really good to see. I was really worried about Reaver. I mean, we talked off stream about like what's going on with C9. I'm like, they need to figure out where Reaver's going to do his best, because I think everyone knows that Short 4 is top 10 or top 2 probably on the planet DPS. Adam's an amazing medic, and I mean, everyone's got their role on the team pretty well defined, but the new meta really shook up what Reaver was going to do, and I think they're finding a home for him.
Well, the biggest thing for Reaver, of course, is that you look at his playtime. You could have looked at his profile. You could probably still look at his profile and see this, but his playtime on Widow and McCree way higher than all the other characters. Now we're in a situation where you don't always want to run a Widow or McCree. So it's going to mess with anyone when your 2 characters that you play the most suffer very significant nerfs and are no longer the stars of the meta.
Yeah.
But Reaver is a really good player. He's going to adapt. I know it feels like we're sort of dogpiling on the rest, but we do have to analyze why C9 having this result now, where they used to have the other result. And I do think the best option for C9 here, when they had their biggest moments of glory, you saw Reaver doing really well in 76. You saw him still making Widowmaker work.
Yeah.
It was when Reaver was on Pharah that, even though Pharah is pretty good at points, in fact had one of the best highlights of all time in the Josh OG Invitational, it's not anywhere near as consistent as the other characters. So C9, at least in the short term, definitely benefits by keeping Reaver on the hit scan focus characters. It's what he's best at. It's what I've seen him have the best results in. But either way, we are going to be getting started here on the next map. It is going to be King's Row, C9 versus Rogue, and we're getting right into it.
All right, it'll be interesting to see what kind of compositions come out here, because Cloud9, their defense is always so, I mean, innovative, I guess, in a lot of ways. I mean, their Hollywood defense was the first one to run double builder. It looks like they might be taking a page out of Envy's book, as Kai, for the moment, is queued up on that Torb. Torb firmly finding his way into the meta. I'm still stunned we saw him on Dorado. That's got to just be a new strat people are trying out. It didn't look like it got a whole lot of value so far, though.
Torb, he's been getting better value as time goes on. Certainly, of course, Envy has been leading the way. I feel like the first time I remember seeing this in the new post-patch meta was Internet Hulk on the Torbjorn. But C9, they're a team that has really liked running Torbjorn in the past anyways. They have not shied away from running everyone's favorite dwarf-esque character. Aardvark does pay off, and Kai gonna try and be showing that here in King's Row. Meanwhile, though, looking at the rest of the defense coming out from the C9 side, Grego is going to be in the Junkrat, Debit on the Reinhardt, Adam on Mercy, Surefour on the Pharah, and Reaver going to be on the 76. So given the strengths of the team, I do like what they're setting up here.
Yeah, look at where Kai is. He's taking a very strange path because I think he wants to set up this turret in the sniper nest, which would be a kind of a new wrinkle to this defense.
What a bunch of
Anyway,
It's an interesting spot for the turret to be sure.
Yeah, on offense against this, Civic will be playing the Genji, AKM is on that Reaper, Unco will be playing a Roadhog Reinforce on Winston, Wins on Zarya, triple tank, single support coming in yet again, and another no mercy offense for Rogue. And
Well, here we
just
go.
ate
The
a
offense is going to be coming
huge
out here, and they just got so much damage from the Junkrat there. That was actually... Grego's at 75%.
Yeah.
That is Junkrat Valley, where they all rushed out, all hit the concussive mine to start out with. It's like, wow, that actually just happened.
Well, they're going to see a tire pretty early here.
World's fastest tire on the way, although not as impressive as the match a while back. We saw the world's fastest Earth Shatter, where the Fire Strike hit 5 people to start out. I was like, okay, Earth Shatter first push, why not? But offense right now is taking their time to move forward. Now they're being very aggressive on the point. Winston going in, looking to evict Reaver from his perch. He will go down immediately. The Winston-Genji combo doing a lot of work. And who needs a mercy right now? But hang on, the tire was on the way. The tire was immediately killed by AKM. And this blitz offense coming out from Rogue being pretty effective here thus far. They only need 1 or 2 more kills to make it happen. They have bled a lot, though, in the process.
They're getting crushed. And down goes Adam. Debit's the only one alive on the point. He's going to try to just stay alive as long as possible. That charge missing is not going to help them. They might be able to get back in here, but I think they should just bail. That did not work.
What really set that up is that Reinforce and Tavik had incredible coordination. They knew that Reaver was a huge threat in the back. Reinforce leapt right on to Reaver in the back, took off a lot of his health with the leap damage, and Tavik came in from the other side, got the dash, and got the kill. And now look at this going into the next area here. They're going to have Dragon Blade Sound Barrier at the ready. Tavik alone could open this up with the aid of Lucio for a huge, huge play for Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, now they do switch on a Mercy, so it's really that they didn't lose any value there. In fact, they just pretty much gained it by having so much offense there. Unco's going to have his Resurrection up shortly enough just by the nature of how the ultimate works, and they're making super quick time as the blade comes out.
Sound Barrier coming in. Tavik with all that extra health going in, slicing and dicing. 2 kills here for Rogue off of that Sound Barrier. Tavik himself not getting that much, but while they were dealing with him, they weren't dealing with AKM. AKM's going to complete the triple, make it a quad for the side of Rogue. Rogue just opening up C9. And this is rough. C9 might be giving up the streets phase just as quickly as they get at point A, and Rogue is setting an electric time right now.
Yeah, good for AKM actually making his presence known on Reaper, as he had a pretty rough map last game too. That's such a nice combo to be able to Sound Barrier in Dragon Blade. Of course, the only downside of that is you're low.
Oh, no, AKM over the top. Gets flashbang though. Reaver back on his bread and butter, and McCree stops AKM in his tracks. And what could have been a huge ult just stopped by everyone's favorite cowboy. But look at the Graviton Surge. It sets them up. They thought they were going to be safe in the middle of it. They were not. The follow-up was there, and Rogue still making things happen as Wins picking up the triple kill.
Wins with even more kills, takes down both supports. The Vic takes down Reaver too, and yes, that did delay for a short amount of time, but guess what? Dragon Blade is back up. We're almost back to another Sound Barrier. And then to combo with that too, they're throwing the Zarya shield on him as well, so just making sure that that Dragon Blade is getting at least 4 seconds of huge value.
Interestingly enough, Wins is switching to the McCree here. That's going to give them a little bit more power to deal with the Pharaoh over the top. Tavik does have another Dragon Blade, so both teams do have their tools here. It's going to be Barrage versus Dragon Blade in a second, and Sound Barrier is up here for the offense. Grego's going to have it in a moment, but if the offense goes in right now with the Sound Barrier, and that's exactly what they're doing, in comes Tavik here, moving in with the Dragon Blade, slicing and dicing, gets nothing done though. Flashbang and C9 really doing the best to settle that as Surefour with the Barrage taking out Wins. Resurrection coming in for Rogue though, both teams still in it, right in the building as C9 turning this defense in their favor. Beautiful coordination coming out for both teams, but C9 going to come out ahead.
I feel it's always something new that brings McCree back into the meta. When they nerfed his left click of the damage fall-off, people discovered that his right click was actually really good. They just nerfed his right click. The Fan the Hammer isn't exactly the tank killer it once was, but you know what has still a ton of utility? Flashbang. Stops people from charging, stops ults, breaks shields. It's an amazing utility, and that's exactly why we're seeing McCree enter in some of these situations.
Well, AKM is getting another opportunity for the Death Blossom, gets right into the back, gets one. Will he get more? Sort of gets spooked away back into his team. Still laying in the damage, has the double kill. And Rogue, better momentum here going forward. Surefour on the defense, trying to keep things back. The defense has to back out. They no longer have the presence to stand the point. And Surefour, though, going to get a big shot on the Wins. Wins just stepped in front of the Reinhardt shield. But there's the big Earth Shatter from Reinforce. Knocks down 2, charging in. Devitt almost dead. Devitt charging for his life as well. Mercy healing Devitt. and Debit is going to win that Reinhardt battle. And Surefour now over the top with a barrage, takes out Wins as the C9 defense gets back on the point.
Yeah, everyone was just too healthy for that. I mean, it was a great solo play by Reinforce. He was able to knock down 3, Fire Strike, and then charge in, but no one died because they're all so healthy. And then he's going against a Reinhardt with a Mercy, with him without a Mercy. Not too hard to figure out who's going to win that one.
Nope, not too bad here coming out from the defense of C9. They're able to hold on for a while, but very back and forth between the both teams. C9 desperately buying themselves some time here that they lost from how quickly they lost point A in Streets.
Yeah, they needed a hold like this to really even give themselves a chance. Now they're taking the defense to them. Kai gets super far in the back line. They're able to isolate, reinforce again. Losing your tank that early spells the end of your push, and they're just crushing in the back line.
AKM tried to get out Wraith for him. Surefour was charging it down. He's going to go down, and oh, Surefourth Authority just take out Tavik with the rocket to the dome. Ouch.
Yeah, that is a pretty strong initiation from the defense that I really don't think Rogue was expecting. Kai came in over the top, and then the Reinforces completely out of position because of it. The backline has to retreat. He gets isolated. Everyone has to retreat after that with no tank shield up, and then they get picked off in the retreat.
Wins right now going in, Deadeye at the ready. It is high noon, but will he get the value? The Sound Barrier going to ruin a lot of that as now Surefour coming over the top, picks up the double. Oh my goodness, the splash is hitting everyone. Surefour's beautiful positioning. Here comes the res, but here comes the barrage. Will Surefour feast? He's looking for it. The Sound Barrier going to ruin some of that dinner for him as Rogue still in this. Wins right now in the back, looking for a little bit more, trying to take out Surefour. Surefour did get resed right back up, and still the defensive C9 hanging in tight. They should be able to hold this.
Yep, they have to bail again, and they've had to call retreat halfway through a couple of these fights, and yeah, just Surefour absolutely feasting. The nice resurrection brought up, but then completely cleaned up again. Really, they're going to need a nice combo here. I mean, they've got Earthshatter, they've got Death Blossom. We haven't seen a great value Death Blossom yet in this game.
No, we haven't. And AKM definitely had some moments, but he actually got shut down by McCree. Yep. Here, Speed Boost is out. He's looking for it here again. Is getting to backline, landing shot of a shot on the Reinhardt. Zarya, though, going to be his foil as AKM says, okay, I got Wraith for him back to my team, and he will survive at least for now. So AKM a little bit lucky with how that turned out.
They don't have much to deal with this high ground here, though, and it's just Surefour and Adam raining damage-boosted rockets.
Hang on, AKM's not done yet. He does get to back, but man, Zarya's just causing him problems. He wants a Q, but he doesn't want to give Zarya an immediate high energy, and Grego just going to take him out in the end. Not what they're looking for, and look at this. Surefour with the barrage, finds the opportunity, gets the double, almost gets the triple. Here comes the Mercy, though, with the res. She's going to pay for that for her life, but second life coming out here for the offense as AKM in the back. There's the big Death Blossom we were waiting for. Picks up 3. Debit with the hammer, but it might not be enough. He's the last person on the point. This should be Rogue's point after a beautiful res and Death Blossom combo. What a game.
Yeah, they finally cracked it through, but it looked like it was going to be a sub 4-minute King's Row just based on the first 2 points. They absolutely rocked it. Unco, a nice resurrection here. Hey, that's another Mercy that runs that play of the game intro. Unco.
There you have it. Unco and Adam with the I'll bring you up instead of the Battle Mercy.
Yeah. So 7:24, it could have been so much worse. That's a respectable and beatable time, though.
No, absolutely. You look at how that's set up there for the side of Rogue. Rogue was setting a blisteringly fast time. They were just taking C9 every which way. C9 wasn't able to do anything in their own defense there. And then they got to the last point and said, oh wait, we're actually pretty good at defending. Why don't we do this? So 7:24, C9 has to be happy with how that turned out, just given how it started.
Yeah, I mean, the both ends ran a McCree to last point, which we've been seeing a lot more lately. I think a lot of it is to stall people out of ults. Like I said, Flashbang will, crush a Pharah ult, it'll crush a Reaper ult, and then just kind of being able to chip in on the opposing team's Pharah. Like, you can't leave it all up to your Pharah to win that 1v1 because, say, she hits a midair, or maybe even 2 midairs if there's a Mercy with her, and then she can't finish the third. It's pretty hard to hit 3 midairs in a row, so you need that hit scan damage on the ground to be able to finish people off. That's a lot of it is coordination and calls. That Pharah took this rocket, please just chip in with your Peacemaker and do it, and that's why you're seeing a lot more McCree here and there. But Flashbang is always going to be useful. It's one of the only stuns. It's a stun in an FPS game. It's really good.
All right, we'll take a look here at the defense as they roll out. It is going to be for the side of Rogue. Unco on the Mercy, knocks on Lucio, Tavik on Pharah, AKM on Reaper, wins on the McCree, and Reinforce gonna round things out here on the Reinhardt.
Yeah, so no static defense, no Torb, no Symmetra, just kind of a standard old defense here, just relying on double tank, or actually single tank setup. So we'll see what Cloud9 wants to do to try to crack this. I think I can call these ones safely. Adam is going to be on Pharah, or Adam's going to be on Mercy rather. Shortboard will be on that Pharah. Kai on Roadhog, Grego on Lucio, Debit on Reinhardt, and Reaver on Soldier 76. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary for either side.
Pretty standard all the way around. Interesting to note, though, is that we will not be seeing the Junkrat come out from Tavik, and that just makes me sad. We haven't been seeing from him in a while, but I do miss it because he had one of the best Junkrats in the game here on this point.
He had the best Junkrat.
But sadly, he has joined Team Pharah, and
yeah, when he was
an era, man.
He had the best Junkrat on King's Row in the game ever. I mean, I feel confident in saying that. Seagull runs a good one. Tavik owned this map on Junkrat.
It was Tavik's map for a long time, but like I said, end of an era as Reaver right now. Oh my goodness, the damage being put onto Tavik, the follow through from Surefour, and even though Reinforce is able to kill both tanks here for C9, getting Tavik down that early, that might still be a worthy trade as Reaver right now getting really good position, coming around the side. And this is not bad, the dead people here for C9 are going to be back up here in a moment. And even though Rogue had a very good first attack, C9 appears to be following in their footsteps here. They only need to get 1 or 2 more picks to really turn this in their favor.
I think if you see another pick, you're going to see Reaver try to reposition and take this top line, but Tavik comes in, he's got plans to try to deal with it, but he gets caught out of position in the house, gets hammered down.
Surefour is able to get 2 kills to start out, make it 3. Surefour, nothing flashy, just landing good rockets here time and time again. The Resurrection is going to come out here from the defense. Rogue is not out of it just yet. And AKM actually, look at this, he has a very early death blossom. He's going to come in. Will he hit Q? Doesn't quite have the opportunity here just yet. He is waiting for it. Will not go down to the Earth Shatter. And Grego gonna punch him in the face, close range, as C9 now being way more aggressive on the point. And look at this, Surefour coming in over the top. Almost has Barrage at the ready. Gonna blow Barrage here right now. Gets Mercy, gets Pharah, makes it a triple kill at the 8 of Debit. And that is going to be it. C9 going to take this point, and pretty good coming out from them.
As good as that was, it's still slower than how fast Rogue captured it, so that's how quick Rogue had already got it done. Now, they are going to be in position to hold a defense here, but what Cloud9 wants to do is make sure that they can only hold 1 defense in these streets, not 2. A huge mid-air takes down Shortboard. That's going to make the res come out super early.
AKM getting the backline right now, too. Does take out Kai. Had a Death Blossom up, but just sort of dies to Reaver. Reaver playing a very good 76 here in this game, and again, part of the reason why that early attack went so well is that he was able to gun down Tavik and deal most of his HP, setting up Surefour for the setup, and Rogue was never really able to recover on the first point after that.
No, we're about to see some fireworks, though, as Wins has his Graviton ready on the defense, and there's a multitude of follow-ups, every option on the table there.
Look at Reaver right now. Reaver being sneaky, got to the back, has found the Mercy. Mercy was looking to get into the building. Mercy now giving Soldier the runaround, and it might not even matter. As, on the other side, Tavik was able to get deep in to the defense, or to the offense, get the triple kill as a defending Pharah. And they're going to hold nonetheless. I like the approach from Reaver, but Reaver really got the runaround there.
His combo is old as time. Since day 1 of competitive, since the first match we've ever casted on this map, Graviton into Barrage on Kings Row streets absolutely cleans up.
Surefour right now moving in, looking. We'll have a Barrage up here from the next fight. Rogue definitely reestablishing. Time-wise, there's about 4.5 minutes left, so plenty of time here for C9, but Rogue is not making it easy for them. But here comes Surefour right now, going to the back, getting some elevation. AKM was able to get into the back, takes out Reaver, but again, look at Surefour, bouncing around Lucio, not able to get the kill just yet. This is not what he's looking for, and he's going to go down instead.
They're getting killed so far back and so early that these reses have had to come out in really unideal situations. Now, defense is going to respond with one of their own unideal reses as Wins gets brought up and AKM, both in the back line in weird positions. They're going to get caught out.
They do end up getting caught on. Tavik right now just laying in good solid damage from the back, not being all that aggressive, just laying it into C9 as they're trying to get forward, and then if they do overextend, he's there for the punish. And Surefour right now versus Tavik, aerial battle underway, no rockets landing for either side. And the defense, they played enough there to give the offense a little bit more of a forward push. And the offense now, ult-wise, they do have some big ults in their favor. I think Sound Bearer Barrage is on the menu.
Yeah, you want to imagine. Reaver does switch off. He's onto that McCree. I think it's probably for last point as some of the sight lines and the distance damage isn't as crucial for a 76.
Oh, here he goes. He's going right in off the Sound Bearer. Barrage in the way. Looking for the Mercy. Doesn't get what he's looking for. Has to use it onto Vik from long range. Count from Surefour. 3 kills, though, here off the side of C9. Fight overall going in their favor. The Resurrection coming in. And looking get pretty good for C9 here. They still have hope. AKM went for the Death Blossom in the back, just met Kai, went to his death. C9 taking this fight very decisively. And time-wise, they have about 3 minutes left, so not the worst.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's any switch-ups coming out here. It'd be the time to do it as Tavik, AKM, and Wins are all down. I think they're all choosing to stay on the heroes. No, Wins is going to switch to a McCree here. That's, I think, the right call here. They need something else to try to deal with Short Forest. He's been a terror on them, and also something just to kind of stop ults and just slow down the pace of the game.
All right, we'll see 9 right now looking for another opportunity. Debit with Earthshatter at the ready could set up his team. The defense being very aggro. Look at that. The defense is being aggro. The offense, though, able to just back up very intelligently there. And now they're going to move forward. Debit has his shield back up. And we'll see how this next fight goes, but it should be underway in just a moment. But here's a key thing of note. Tavik does have Barrage at the ready. He's looking for Surefour over the top. Not quite able to get him yet. But in comes the Earthshatter here from the offense. Does knock down 3 on the defense with the sound barrier. Going to mitigate the worst of it as Wins coming in for the double kill on the defense. And here comes a Barrage, Justice raining. Will take out Surefour. Does not get Surefour. C9 weathers the storm, and Surefour is going to be coming out here with the Barrage of his own. Sees Mercy. It's a delete Mercy key. Mercy will go down. Surefour on the double kill, and C9 bringing this right back.
I mean, Tavik had him in his sights for the barrage, but Shortboard was just kind of too evasive, and then he's taken out from the ground fire of the McCree. Now they're just kind of switching up. They're trying to close out this map. That's going to be it. No one's going to be able to get to the cart.
So time-wise, that is a quicker time. C9 going to take the series 2-0 over Rogue, but I gotta say, Rogue made them fight for it. Rogue had some really good looks. C9, though, definitely a little bit more of a return to form for them, and good on them.
Yeah, very clear. If this is inside the house, I'm going to lose it. That's not.
He's outside, Hex. He's not in the house.
Yeah,
relax, it'll be okay.
There's a house on Kings Row that I've seen so many plays of the game where the Mercy's just looking at the wall, waiting for a team to die, then Rez is staring at the wall. So luckily, it's not one of those. Yeah, Rogue has had no answer for Cloud9 so far. They're 0-5 against them in their last 5 maps, and they're going to have to figure it out. I mean, yes, we give them the excuse that they're